Outstanding. All right. So, welcome to Randsanity. Now it is the time for the live show. This is episode 183. So, I've done this for 183 days straight. Now, I have not missed a night. There was a couple that were very short-lived because I was working at a concert, did a couple events. I was out of town. When I went to the show in Asbury Park, see here now in New Jersey, I had to drive back in traffic. I think I did the one from my car actually, so it's very short-lived, but I still made it live. But you don't have to come in every night because if you kind of just miss some of it, that's all right. It's different every night, but the format's kind of the same. I talk about what happened in history when it goes to music, going back to Johann Sebastian Bach sometimes, because hey, when he was born, that's cool. And then talk about movies, TV, entertainment, and all genres, except I'm not a big country fan, so sorry if you're a big country music fan. Throw the hate at me now. I'm just not a giant country music fan. That's just not what I do. I'm alternative rock, so a rock guy. So I like my alternative rock more so than I do the country music. So just saying, you have to live with that. So today is the 30th. I can't believe it's the 30th of November. I finally took Halloween down. Yes, thank you very much. It was only up for an extra month. I'm serious. I literally took down Halloween today. I like Halloween, right? You got the skeletons up. I left one of my decorations up. It's been up for now 2 years. There's a really realistic skull. Actually, there's one in the background right there. See, look. That's actually Fred. So that's Fred. Fred was that's actually anatomically correct. So this is actually an anatomically correct skull. It's got all the little markings and everything else on it. Because I needed that for when I went and got trained to be a first responder. Because I drove an ambulance. I was a first responder. So this was Fred. He was my training partner when it came to my nursing training. So when I got my medic degree, that was Fred. So yes, I was a first responder. So yeah, I drove an ambulance. Thank you very much. All applause held till the end. But I do have a skull that's a very realistic one that's impaled on a pike in my driveway in the bushes. So you can't see it until you pull right up and you look, and it's sort of a warning to stay the F out. Like the heads on a pole that they would put around the ramparts of a castle. Well, this one's around my rampart of my house. So it's pretty much like, there you go. So stay the F out. Wait, why is it saying this? Don't stop. All right. I thought Fred was the mannequin at the station. No, Adele is the mannequin at the station. I'm going to have to bring Adele home. I have a mannequin at the radio station who's been bopping around for 4 decades. He was there before I was, okay? He was the very first person at the radio station. But yes, no. 20-foot skeleton. Yeah, I don't know. The 20-foot skeleton thing is always weird to me. I don't have the 20-foot skeleton. I have the realistic size. But I have a mannequin. His name is Adele Rootstein, who's at the radio station, in the corner, and many times has scared the crap out of people. Because, again, sunglasses sitting in the dark corner with his legs crossed. People are like, oh my God, I thought that was a real person. It's like, it is. It's Adele. It's a real person. It's Adele. It's the radio station guy. He's been there forever. But anyway, so there is no rhyme or reason. I'm going to jump back and forth from things that happened that I care about from, the 60s to today and back and forth. And sometimes you'll care, sometimes you won't care, and that's okay. You don't have to always care. What else? Don't forget to like. You have to like, okay? Make sure you like. hit it until you get about 10,000 likes. Just smash it. Just like, be like the K-pops. You got to smash likes so that I get all the likes. Okay? Subscribe and get your notifications on if you don't, because I do this every single night at 11 o'clock. Episode 200 will be on December the 17th, and I don't know what I'm going to do for that, but I'll do something special. I'm going to change something up. That's going to be a dramatic turning point after doing this for 200 days straight. And in between, that's my birthday. So I'm going to do something fun for my birthday, too. I don't know what yet. I have no idea. But I'll do something fun for my birthday. And then, of course, share. You're supposed to share. So you have to like and share. That's what I keep being told by my staff of writers. They have to tell me to like and share. Tell people to smash the like button and tell people to share. That's the way it works. So anyway, all right. So I'm going to jump into it. 1969, Neil Diamond of the famous Sweet Caroline, ba, 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 showed up and did his first and last appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show. And you know what song he sung? He sung Sweet Caroline. Yes, he did. He also sung Holly Holy. I did not listen to Holly Holy tonight, so I have no idea what the hell that song is. So I can't even tell you if it's a good song or not. Normally I listen to all the songs that I talk about because I can go, oh yeah, that actually was the worst absolute song in history because they said it was the worst song ever. It was the worst song ever. But I did not listen to Holly Holy because I didn't want to. But I did listen to Sweet Caroline because Sweet Caroline is awesome by Neil Diamond. And you have to know the words because every time you go to a wedding, it's like the chicken dance. Someone's going to play Neil Diamond. And if you can't sing Sweet Caroline refrain loudly, then you don't belong at the wedding. I'm just telling you. Go home. And just remember this, okay, when it comes to weddings, you can skip a wedding, never skip a funeral. Okay? That is one of those life lessons. Skip weddings, never skip a funeral. Because that's when people actually need you. They don't give a crap if you're at the wedding. They just want to know if you got them a good gift. You got them a good gift? Sweet. But the funeral, you have to show up for. Okay? So always show up for funerals. 1979, Pink Floyd released their album, The Wall. It sold 6 million copies in 2 weeks. Okay, that's a lot of freaking copies in 2 weeks. 6 million album copies in 2 weeks for The Wall by Pink Floyd. Now, I've seen the Pink Floyd Wall, I think I saw it twice. If you missed it, sorry. It was good. You have to like Pink Floyd, though. If you don't, that's all right. Now, this one I found to be, I was like, wait, what? We're going to jump to 1991. Now, this one I was like, you know what? You were so close. You almost made it to the 27 Club, right? That would have been interesting. Rob Pilatus. Do you know who Rob Pilatus is? He's the Milli Vanilli singer. He attempted suicide while staying at the Los Angeles Mandarin Hotel. He tried at the age of 27. So just like singing, he failed miserably because he didn't even make it famous by committing suicide properly at 27 to join the 27 Club. So the only thing he gets remembered for is being a disgrace and losing his Grammy, having it taken away from him because he faked everything. They weren't even a real band because everything was fake. Milli Vanilli. Ugh. Just saying. 1994, the Beatles released live at the BBC. It was their first album that they released in 23 years. Jumping back to 1963, the Beatles' second album with the Beatles became the first million-selling album by a group in the UK. The album stayed on the top of the charts for 21 weeks, displacing their album, Please Please Me. So the Beatles actually occupied the #1 album spot in the UK for 51 consecutive weeks. So almost an entire year they owned the number one spot in 1963. That's kind of crazy. And then to think that they were still releasing music 23 years later, because they broke up in 1970. Okay? They did all their music from 62 to 670, basically. This is in 63, but they were releasing albums in 1994? Like, what? That's ridiculous. And still they make the news. Because in 1972, the BBC banned Paul McCartney and Wings playing their song High, High, High. I listened to that tonight too. I forgot how good that song is. It's actually a really good song. So listen to Paul McCartney and Wings, High, High, High. You'll like that. It's a good song, I promise. Okay? And basically what they said was it was too sexually suggestive, which I didn't think it was. I listened specifically for that. And potential drug references. Oof, drug references. Make note of that. Drug references. They say hi, 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 but it's spelled H-I-H-I-H-I. So it's not like H-I-G-H. So they're just saying hi, hi, hi. They're waving. That's what's happening. But that was 1972. Again, the Brits were kind of puritanical in that respect. You know, they really kind of, I don't know. In 1968, Glenn Campbell started a 5-week run at number one on the U.S. album charts with Wichita Lineman. Now, Glenn Campbell's okay. Country, it's all right. Like I said, I'm not a big country music guy, but Glenn Campbell's kind of okay. Jimmy Webb's inspiration for the lyrics came from while driving through Washington County in northern Oklahoma. Have you ever been to Oklahoma? If you're from Oklahoma, I'm sorry. There's a lot of open space out there. Webb was driving through an endless litany of telephone poles, each looking exactly the same as the last. Yes, that's exactly my memories of Oklahoma. Then in the distance, he noticed the silhouette of a solitary lineman atop a pole. Webb then put himself atop that pole and put the phone in his hand as he considered what the lineman was saying into the receiver. Interesting. That's an interesting take on it. Well, that was 1968 that took place. The other thing that happened on this same day, on the 30th of November, just many, many years later, good old Glenn Campbell in where is it at? Sorry, I had it. I totally just lost it there. Okay, in 2012, Glenn Campbell played his very last live performance of his lifetime. That was it. Today was the very last show he ever put on in 2012 when he appeared at the Uptown Theater in Napa, California. Glenn Campbell revealed he had Alzheimer's diagnosed to him in public the year before. And he set out on his goodbye tour as a way to say farewell to his fans. And today, the 12th, 2012, on the last day of November, was his very last show ever. So that was the end of Glenn Campbell. What are you going to do, right? It happens. All right. Moving forward, which is backwards. Because that's how the time works. Like I said, there is no particular time frame. And if you try to keep up time-wise, good luck. It's chaos. I can't do it. I just jump from decade to decade because that's where the story goes. All right? In 1969, the band The Monkees made what would be their last live performance for 15 years when they played the Oakland Coliseum in California. So 1969 was the last time they played as the Monkees for a decade and a half, also on the 11/30 date. The Rolling Stones played their final night of a 17-date North American tour on this date at the International Raceway Festival in West Palm Beach in Florida, also including Janis Joplin, Steppenwolf, and Iron Butterfly. So all these bands, because it was getting to be that winter stuff. In 1971, Sly and the Family Stone were number one in the U.S. singles with The Family Affair. I did listen to that. It's a good song. It's all right. It's a family affair. Definitely 70s. Definitely a 70s style music. You can hear the 70s sound. It's definitely that. Some of your birthday shenanigans may be involved. Oh, there'll always so be shenanigans on my birthday. Promise. There's shenanigans every day. I had shenanigans this weekend, but there was definitely some shenanigans yesterday. I'm not going to lie. There was shenanigans yesterday. And at some point, you're going to see the shenanigans because they filmed it. There was a crew that filmed some of the shenanigans yesterday. Anyway, Sly and the Family Stone were number one with Family Affair. It was their fourth and final number one. Rolling Stones magazine later ranked the song at 138 on their list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. Sly and the Family Stone. Michael Jackson, 1982, his Thriller album was released on this day. It spent 190 weeks on the UK album chart. It became the biggest selling pop album of all time with sales over 66 million copies. 7 singles were released from the album, including Beat It, which featured, you ready for this one? If you didn't know this one, Eddie Van Halen. That's who was on Beat It. Eddie Van Halen played guitar on Michael Jackson's Beat It. How's that one for you? Didn't know that, did you? 1985, Wham! Were at number one on the UK singles chart with I'm Your Man. It was the duo's third number one in the UK and only made number 3 in the US. Wham! In 1989, the Happy Mondays and fellow Manchurians, meaning they're from Manchester, the Stone Roses, both made their debut appearance on the UK TV show Top of the Pops. The Happy Mondays performed Hallelujah, and the Stone Roses performed Fool's Gold. And look at that. I mentioned the Stone Roses this time, and there was no arrests, and there was no fires, there was no robberies or any of that stuff, because there always seems to be that stuff with the Stone Roses. There always seems to be, every time I talk about the Stone Roses, there's always something shady going on that they've been involved with. They're always doing something that I'm skeptical of. All right, let's see what's going on here. Fool's Gold is rad. Yes, it is. Fool's Gold by the Stone Roses is absolutely rad. I would absolutely 100% agree with that statement. That's one of those bands that they just have a lot of hits that you don't realize. Again, Michael Jackson in 1991 scored his 4th number one in the UK with his 8th studio album, Dangerous. That one sold over 32 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling albums of all time. I mean, Michael Jackson, besides the fact that he had some sketchy accusations, he knew how to sell and sing some songs, friends. Ready for this one? Do you remember this? If you don't, in 1994, Tupac Shakur was shot 5 times during a robbery outside New York City recording studio. That's not what killed him, okay? That is not what killed him. He got shot 5 times in 1994. 5 times and lived, okay? So that man's tough as nails. I don't know. I don't want to get shot 1 time. I've seen what happens when you get shot up close and personal. It's not pretty. Don't recommend it. Just telling you right now. Not on the list of things to do. On that whole scale of, 1 to 5, I give it a 1. Not recommended. In 1996, Ice Cube obtained a restraining order to keep an obsessed fan away from him and his family. Cynthia Renee Collins, was told to stop harassing the then 26-year-old rapper and stay at least 100 feet away from him. Now, I would love to know the story of Cynthia Renee Collins. What was going on? Why was she harassing Ice Cube? I'm just saying. There's usually a story. There's usually a little bit more of a story to it than not. Just, you have to think about what is that story and why was she harassing Ice Cube? I'm just wondering. Okay, there was a guy named Tiny Tim. He was a singer. His name was actually like Herbert Kayuri. He sung this crazy high voice, tiptoe through the tulips. But he played a ukulele, like a little thing. He was like, it was kind of like a weird Al Yankovic kind of dude, I guess. Anyway, on this day, the 11th of November, or God, I keep saying 11th, the 30th of November, because it's 11th month, he died of a heart attack on stage. Okay, on stage, while playing his hit Tiptoe Through the Tulips at a club in Minneapolis. Now, that's got to be, I mean, I've not seen that personally myself, where an artist has died in front of me on stage. I saw one collapse once, but I mean, can you imagine that? You're at a show and the artist like keels over and drops dead? Like, wow, I don't care who it is, whether it's a, super famous rock star that's got 30,000 fans in a giant venue or a club with 200. That's still got to be crazy traumatic, So anyway, he dropped dead. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, he's the kind of guy that he got married on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. 40 million people watched it happen. He performed in the Island of Wight Festival in 1970 for a crowd of 600,000. So, I mean, he definitely had some popularity with his weird sort of Al Yankovic kind of thing. But, yeah, died on stage right in front of this audience. So, I don't know, man. That's a bit. Now, here you go. This is sort of, dumb people do dumb things sometimes, even famous people do dumb things, all right? In 1999, Elton John was blasted by the Boy Scouts of America Association, which, Boy Scouts have had some rough patches themselves, after he appeared on stage at the London's Albert Hall performing It's a Sin, okay? Now, the problem was that he had 6 male dancers dressed as Boy Scouts. But it went a little further. The Boy Scouts then peeled off their uniforms during the performance and did a striptease. So that's kind of where I think they drew the line. Like, okay, first of all, you probably don't want to have Boy Scouts doing striptease. That's just a little bit much. I mean, right? I'm just saying. Well, just, man, that's, I don't know. It just seems like that was probably inappropriate. I just think inappropriate. Okay. Now this one, didn't know this. This one, when I read this today, I was like, oh man. So Scott Smith, who is the bassist from the Canadian band Loverboy, okay? Turn me loose, which is, I listened to that today. I was like, oh yeah, I like that. It's a good song, Loverboy. So anyway, he died at the age of 45 today on the 30th of November. He was sailing with his 2 best friends on a boat off the coast of San Francisco near the Golden Gate Bridge when a large wave swept him overboard, okay? He basically got washed into the sea in the San Francisco Bay and died, which I was like, holy crap. Like, throw the man a rescue ring. Why did you let him die? I don't understand this. I'm so confused by how that happened. Like, I've watched, like, Dangerous Catch. These guys go in the water. You throw them a rescue. Here you go. Here's a rescue ring. I was a lifeguard. Jump in. Throw something that he can grab onto. What the hell, man? So a wave knocked him over and he just vanished? They never saw him again? What? I just, that just beyond me, The whole Natalie Wood thing dying yesterday of drowning. I mean, yeah, that was questionable at best, but Okay, sorry about that. Didn't know that Scott Smith drowned in San Francisco Bay by getting washed over by a giant wave. And his two friends on the boat basically said, "Oh, dude, that sucks. Later." I don't get it. I don't get it. Just saying. That's just. And remember, they had some good songs, okay? Working for the Weekend, Turn Me Loose, top 10 hits. Loved every minute of it. This Could Be the Night. They sold like 25 million albums. They won 6 Juno Awards in 82. All that. So, yeah, I was just like, again, that one to me, okay. In 2001, the Top of the Pops UK Awards were held in Manchester with categories voted by the viewers of the BBC show. Destiny's Child, Best Rock Act, U2, Best Dance Act, Fat Boy Slim, Best Newcomer, Nelly, Best Single, Kylie Minogue, Can't Get You Out of My Head, Best Album, Travis, The Invisible Band, Artist on Top of the World, Jennifer Lopez, and the Hall of Fame went to Paul McCartney. So J-Lo, gotta love that, Artist on Top of the World. Fair enough. Now, we talked about the other day that George Harrison died just the other day, and his sister was impoverished. So in 2002, because remember, he was British, so all this stuff have to happen in Britain, a high court probate record showed that George Harrison left his fortune of $170 million in a trust to his wife Olivia and his son Dahani, depriving the taxman of nearly $70 million. His English mansion near Henley on the Thames was said to be worth $21 million. Didn't give his sister any money. What's up with that? Was he estranged from his sister? I tried to look for that today a little bit because I was like, wow, dude, you've got almost 200 million. And I mean, yes, give it to your wife, give it to your kid, but your sister? Nothing? She's living in like impoverished Missouri? Bro, sorry. I just like think George Harrison, that's kind of shitty. You know, at least the wife should be like, hey, here's some shekels, you know, take care of your house. Oh, this warms my heart. In 2003, a block of East 2nd Street in New York City was officially renamed Joey Ramone Place. It is the block where Joey once lived with his bandmate Dee Dee Ramone and is near the music club CBGB's, where the Ramones played their first gigs. In 2010, it was reported that Joey Ramone Place was New York City's most stolen sign. As of September 27th of 2003, the sign has been moved to 20 feet above the ground. 20 feet above the ground. You got to love that. I'm not sure why that camera went out. I'm going to fix that. That's great, though. It's not that I have stolen signs myself. Possibly. Possibly have a collection of them somewhere. But that's awesome. I would steal that sign. Even at 20 feet above the ground, I would think I might have to try and figure out how to do that and not get arrested doing it. Because that would be an awesome sign to have as far as awesome signs go. Okay, now, as far as the weird awards that I give, you know, I give the honor of the Good Person Day of the Award and the Douchebag Day Award. I'm not sure what award I would give this one. This is the, dude, that's kind of, all right, whatever, dude, award of the day, all right? In 2005, 50 Cent was planning to create a vibrator of his manhood so his female fans could pretend to have sex with him. I can't make this shit up. I'm sorry. All right. I can't make this is like reported. Okay. The rapper also planned on selling a line of condoms and waterproof sex toys designed to excite his female fans. The rapper said, okay, this is quoted, "I need to make a 50 Cent condom and motorized version of me which will have to be waterproof so you can utilize it in the tub. Blue is my favorite color, so it'll probably be blue. What the fuck? I'm sorry. Bro, I don't get that. Like, so my female fans can pretend to have sex with me. And it's blue. Okay, so you're from Avatar? What? That's what I want to know. Why blue? Okay, it's your favorite color, but what? It's from freaking Avatar? That's just weird. I'm sorry, man. That's just weird. Oh man. Peter Dougherty of Baby Shambles was arrested on suspicion of possessing a Class A drug when he was stopped by police while driving his car in West London. Police had stopped the vehicle because it had been driving in an erratic manner. They recovered substances from the scene. Why blue? I want to know that. Why do you want a blue vibrator? Because it reminds women of you. Like, again, are you in Avatar? What's going on with that? Oh man, this makes me laugh. People are weird. Just weird. What can I tell you? In 2006, Syd Barrett was the original member of Pink Floyd, just for you who don't know. His final belongings were sold by Sheffins auctioneers in Cambridge, England. The sale of 77 items raised more than $250,000. 10 paintings alone raised almost $80,000. 2 bicycles, $15,000. The sale included such things as an armchair to sit at home where he made bread, tools, a notebook, binders, and books. The sale catalog described Barrett, who quit Pink Floyd in 1968, as a man with a total disinterest in materialism. Sell my shit. Just sell my shit. I have no interest in any of it. In another auction of Christie's Rock Auction in Rockefeller Center, New York, a collection of 276 ticket stubs that was compiled by a rock journalist who covered many rock concerts in New York City venues sold for $2,000. Included Hendrix, The Who, Rolling Stones, Zappa, Beach Boys, Pink Floyd, Allman Brothers, Led Zeppelin, Neil Young, Fleetwood Mac, Grateful Dead, Bruce Springsteen. I have all those bands and more. I have more than 276 tickets. Should I auction them? Should I try and sell those? Shit, I have like 2,000 tickets. I seriously have a stack of tickets that's insane. I think I brought it home. I think it's like right on the other side of where I'm filming. I can actually grab that and show you, but I have like stacks of tickets. So there's hope for me yet. I can sell my tickets. Why blue? I just want to know, why the fuck does he want it to be blue? I'm sorry. Bro, that's just, yeah. Wow. Sorry. In 2012, Rihanna was #1 on the UK album chart with her 7th studio album, Unapologetic. The album produced 7 singles, including Diamonds, which became Rihanna's 12th #1 song, tying her with Madonna and the Supremes for 4th most #1 songs in the history of the chart. I was reading somewhere that Barbados became an independent country, and they named Rihanna like the hero of the country or something. Like, I forget where but I just saw that somewhere. I was like, wait, what? So yeah, I mean, it was somewhere. Oh, Sinead O'Connor was receiving medical treatment in 2015 after a message about her taking an overdose was posted on her Facebook page. I have taken an overdose, it says. There is no other way to get respect. That's sad. There's better ways to get respect, okay? Do not take drugs. Do not overdose. Do not post that you overdosed. Talk to somebody first. Just, come on. She was found safely in Dublin by the police. But come on, Sinead. Ah, poor Sinead. Trouble, Sinead. That's the way it works. This one I love. Okay? This is fuck around and find out. In 2019, Kid Rock drew controversy. I mean, for the first time ever, I'm sure. But anyway, Kid Rock drew controversy after he was recorded making a series of inappropriate and inflammatory statements while intoxicated at his restaurant in Nashville. Hold on. Let me back up and let me make some order corrections to that one. Kid Rock drew controversy. Kid Rock is controversy. After he was recorded making a series of inappropriate, how about racist, and inflammatory, how about derogatory, statements while intoxicated, wasted, again, at his restaurant in Nashville. There you go. I fixed it. Including about Oprah Winfrey and Joy Behar. After receiving major pushback for his comments, Kid decided to close the Detroit branch of his restaurant. When asked for comment about the closure, he stated, "It's wise to go where you're celebrated, not tolerated." Wow. Those are some pretty famous words that I will remember always. That is something that we should all live by. You should go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. I don't ever want to be tolerated, just so you know. So don't tolerate me. If you're just tolerating me, just fuck off now, all right? That's all I'm telling you. No offense, but take it if it's appropriate, because that's just, yeah, no, don't tolerate me. I don't want to be tolerated. I want to be celebrated. Oh, man. So those species of small furry animals gathered together in a cave and grooming with a pick. Right, Sid was it. Oh, my God, that's just so funny. Yeah. Wow. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Mm-hmm. Love that so much. 2021, Adele was number 1 on the UK charts with her 4th studio album, 30. Its lead single, Easy on Me, topped the charts in 27 countries. While 30 was the world's best-selling album of 2021, selling over 5 million copies in less than 2 months of its release. I never really liked or knew Adele until I saw her on Saturday Night Live, and I was like, oh, she's not bad. So I've listened to Adele. I don't hate it. I'm not gonna hate it. In 2022, English musician and singer Christy McVie of Fleetwood Mac died at the age of 79 on the 30th of November. She was the keyboardist and the vocalist, one of them anyway, and the songwriter for Fleetwood Mac. What else? She was memorably notable in Chicken Shack in the mid-'60s, a British blues scene band. She worked with Fleetwood Mac as a session musician in '68 before officially joining 2 years later in 1970. 8 songs that she wrote or co-wrote include Don't Stop, Everywhere, and Little Lies. They all appear on Fleetwood Mac's Greatest Hits album. Little Lies, tell me sweet little lies. I did listen to that. It's a sweet song, man. I'm telling you. Fleetwood Mac does have some good stuff. That was a good stuff. Speaking of other people that died, 2023, November 30th, the Pogues frontman Shane MacGowan died at 65. Ugh, the Pogues. Following a hospital stay after being diagnosed with encephalitis. The singer-songwriters who hit include the 1987 Fairy Tale of New York and A Pair of Brown Eyes. He had been unwell for some time. Well, he kind of was a drinker and did a lot of drugs. I'm not surprised. He had formed the British or the Irish punk rock band Pug Mahone. Pug Mahone, you know what that means, I'm assuming. Later shorthand to the Pogues in 1982. He released 7 studio albums. I mean, you know, unwell for some time. Again, it's well documented. He drank a lot. I mean, you know, we met the Pogues and hung out with the Pogues, and yeah, you know, that was some Irish drinking going on. I'm just gonna say that's That's how that works. All right, what else? Oh, 2004. Finally, on this day, the 30th of November, after 74 consecutive wins, Ken Jennings finally loses on Jeopardy. Finally loses. That's crazy. 74 consecutive wins. He took home over $2.5 million. The most prize money ever won on regular television, not including Mr. Beast, but $2.5 million for Ken Jennings. Not too shabby if you think about that. That's some crazy, crazy stuff. That dude knew everything. Like, how do you know that much? How can you be that, have that much of a memory? I mean, I've got some memory, but man, mine's shite compared to that. That's crazy. That's like Cliff Clavin memory. That's remembering the stupidest shit ever memory. I don't even know. All right. Born on this day, Dick Clark. I got to meet Dick Clark. He was just a normal dude. It was a very brief encounter. I got a picture with him. I'm in a sport coat and a tie. I'm very young, though. It's a really young picture. Hell, it's probably I was in my 20s when I met Dick Clark. Yes, he looked young, too. Woody Allen, still alive? He's 90 today. The hell, man? Only the good die young. Woody Allen's never dying, apparently. Ridley Scott, 88 today. Ridley Scott did Blade Runner and did Alien. Those movies, awesome. Love Alien, all the series, all of them. Mandy Patinkin from Princess Bride. Time to die. Chrissy Teigen is 40 years old today. Kelly Coca, 40 from Big Bang Theory. Billy Idol. Billy Idol's born today. Happy birthday to Billy Idol. White Wedding from the band X as well. John Ashton from Psychedelic Furs, his birthday today. And then, like I said, who died today? Well, we know we lost Tiny Tim. He died today when he was 64. Scott Smith of Loverboy, who, again, dude, what? He got knocked in the water. How do you, unless he like got knocked into the mouth of a shark, why did you not try and rescue him? I want to know that. I need to know that. I want to find these friends, these best friends that were on the boat with him. And why did you not save this man who's in the ocean drowning? You just stood there and were like, bro, that sucks. Shit. Chris McVeigh, we talked about. She was 79. Shay McGowan, 65. And last but not least, if art doesn't imitate life, right here, okay? 2013, on the 30th of November, Paul Walker dies in a fiery car crash. Paul Walker, famous for what movies? The Fast and the Furious. So I guess if you're going to die making movies about racing cars and wrecking with all sorts of explosions, that's the way you're going to die. Wrecking cars and big explosions. Oh, man, that is irony. Irony. When you open up the dictionary, there's a picture. Paul Walker, irony. Dies in a fiery car crash after making movies about fiery car crashes. I'm just saying. How's that work out, right? I mean, you know, the guy that invents the hot air balloon dies in a hot air balloon. Like, okay, shouldn't you have stopped at some point? So that's all there is to print. That's the news. That's how that works. I just, I just report this stuff. I'm not going to get over the fact that 50 Cent wanted to make blue dildos for his female fans. Blue. Why blue? Again, he likes the color blue. But I mean, again, are you in the movie Avatar? What is going on with that? That's just, oh man. Just, yeah, you gotta respect people's egos because I don't know what 50 cents endowment is or whatever, but I mean, clearly he thinks there's something special that the ladies want. I think it's almost as joyous as Snoop Dogg smoking 80 blunts a day, and the amount of weed that is. I calculated that. I still have those math numbers here somewhere. I just forgot how much that was. That was just so much weed. I'm still just one of those things where I'm like, dude, how could you smoke that much weed in a day and not die? That's all I want to know. How do you not die when you smoke literally that much pot every damn day? Like pounds of it. Like literally, that's freaking pounds. Anyway, I did my math somewhere. But yeah, 80 blunts a day, a gram a day, 80 grams a day. That's a lot. That's like pounds a day. 65 pounds a year or something ridiculous. Shit, what can I say? All right. I am going to depart because it's Sunday night and you people have to get on with your lives. You have work tomorrow. I mean, I have work tomorrow. I don't know if I'll work tomorrow, but it is that long since WWCD gone. Yes. Christy, hi. It's been gone for a while. I know. It's been gone for 2 years. It'll be 2 years in December, January, whatever. Close enough. Yup. Yes. Cheese burrito eater. Yeah. Cheese burrito. That's the way it works. Anyway, hit like, hit subscribe, hit share, hit all that stuff. Hit notifications, hit the road. You know how to do it. Have the fun stuff in life. All right? We'll do this again tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Come back. I'll be here. I'll talk about more crazy crap that happens in the music industry, whether it's music, rock stars, movie stars, TV, whatever. If it comes to entertainment, it's a little bit interesting and definitely ridiculous. I will share it with you. So, till then, I bid you a fond farewell and adieu. Fade to magenta. Dyed my hair. What? Who dyed your hair? What? That's crazy. Dyed your hair. I don't know about that one. So, all right. Be well. I'm saying hi, hi, hi. Gonna get high, high, high with the music on. Boom, 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 boom.